So let's start with the question of who are you?
Jack Miller,
Okay.
um, at Jack Miller on Hive, jackmiller101.info. It's my own little quotation marks blog site, personal blog site, working with a team of guys in the venture that we've named FullAlt, which can be found at www.fullalt.com. And in that venture, we so far have a number of projects happening. One of them is Alt Yes, which is a browser extension and a Android phone app for quick posting, quick sharing to social media, including the Hive chain. So that's what we started with as far as getting Hive out there and the communications going between all the other social networks in Hive. After which we started working on some other little bits and pieces. And one of those things is actually working out really well right now. It's called Hive Tips.
I really
Name
like
gives it
Hive
away.
Tips.
Yeah, Hive Tips is really high speed
Yeah.
because the idea there is to take Hive, all caps, the coin, the
The
cryptocurrency,
cryptocurrency, yeah.
to as many websites as possible and for it to have a use case. And tipping is nothing new. Everybody in this world knows about it. Let me rephrase that. Just about everybody in this world knows about it. Millions upon millions of people tip other people by the hour all over the world via various different sources or services, should I say.
Mm-hmm.
The difference being Hive Tips, thanks to the Hive ecosystem, does it for fast within 3 seconds, because as we know, each block is processed in 3 seconds, up to 3 seconds, should I say,
Right.
and for free, namely feeless. Nothing's free in this world, but it doesn't cost the user anything, so it's feeless. Which in the world of tipping, in the world of gratuities, whether that be patrons, whether that be donations, whether that be tipping in its classical sense, is unheard of, because for those services to be able to function, they need to charge fees.
Right.
Now, Hive has something that is unique to offer the world, and
Well,
especially in that gratuities market, it's very personal. I say it's very personal because when person A decides to tip somebody, they're actually giving from themselves something that's their personal property, and they're
right.
giving it to somebody else. So it's a very personal thing. And when the middleman, quotation marks, takes
Mm-hmm.
a cut off the top of that, it's not a very good feeling. It can't be a good feeling. You know, if I sent you $10, then I'm expecting you to get $10,
Right.
not $9 or
Right.
$9.50 or $8 or whatever the cost.
Well, it's just like
So
tipping a waitress. You give her $10, you expect it to go to her.
correct. Well, correct. Perfect example.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Um, so at the end of the day, it's a market where the Hive ecosystem, with fast and free, or fast and feeless, whichever way we wish to express it,
Mm-hmm.
can be expressed and shown to the whole entire world in its maximum, most powerful capacity in one of the most personalized markets in the world, which
Okay.
is a multi-billion-dollar market when we look at online. We're talking online now,
Okay.
multi-billions of dollars yearly.
But let's back up just a little bit. Now, we're talking blockchain, correct? For somebody that's not seeing this. So, we're talking about a blockchain that both of us have been on for 3 years, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you became a witness on the blockchain.
Correct.
How many years have you been a witness?
Uh, Heading towards my fourth now. I think it'll be February. It'll be 4 years. A full 4 years. Correct. Yeah, thereabouts.
Okay.
3 4 years. 3 years running.
Well, I remember you being starting your witness. So yeah. So for those out there, because you're talking about being able to tip people, friends all over the world with the cryptocurrency Hive, right?
Correct.
So if somebody would want to get into this, what would they have to do?
Well, first of all, at the moment, if you're going to be sending tips, you need to have a Hive account registered.
Okay.
And you need to have Hive. But to receive the tips, whether it be, this is something I need to mention. Hive Tips at the moment is working on the following platforms, apart from Hive.blog and PigD: Twitter, YouTube, and Gmail. Now,
okay.
yeah, I like to say the giants. Yeah, I think
So
everybody's heard of
Gmail,
YouTube, Twitter, and Gmail.
Gmail is working?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Working fine, perfectly. It's wonderful. So you can send funds via Gmail, and the person gets notified that they've been tipped. And then if they wish to claim it, they need to have a Hive account, and they have 30 days in which to claim it.
Okay. Now,
So,
do you have a link
yeah,
in the email that they get that sends
correct.
them to get it?
They get a code. They get a code,
Mm-hmm.
and if they install Hive Tips, which is now only a browser extension at the moment,
Right.
we're hoping to get it Android and iOS compatible
Right.
via the DHF funding and so on within the next coming months. And they just simply open up their Gmail, they'll receive an email saying, oh, okay, and they get a download or install, should I say, Hive Tips, and they go to claim tip, and they type that code in, and boom, it's in their Hive account.
But they have to sign up for Hive first and then Hive Tips, correct?
Preferably, yes.
But is
They
it
don't have to have a Hive account to be able to get a tip.
right? But what I'm saying is that does that link automatically, if they click on the link, where does that send them? To Hive to make an account?
Yes, they get the details where they can open up an account.
Okay. And then from there, they would have to go to Hive Tips once their account is made. So
Correct.
for somebody new, it's a two-step process.
Unfortunately, for the time being, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to.
We're looking into ways to simplify the process, but although simplifying it doesn't mean that it will avoid the two steps,
Right.
it'll just make it a lot easier for the person because they'll be able to do it via the actual application or the extension for now. So again, we're working on that.
So like if I wanted to try to get my friend onto Hive and into cryptocurrency that doesn't know anything about it, I could send him through Hive Tips a tip, and they would get an email saying that I sent them a tip, and then they would click on the link, go through the directions on how to get a free account.
Correct.
Now, those accounts that they're getting, are those from Hive, or do those have any delegation attached to them?
No, sorry. There's various services that offer the registration service. Mm-hmm. Registering an account, opening up an account.
Right.
Some are free, some are paid for.
Right.
Some the ones that are free do not give a delegation or any funds.
Right.
The ones that are paid for, I'm not sure if they do or don't. Each service is specific and they're privately run and owned.
Okay.
So I don't really wish to discuss. So this is just
through the Hive one with no delegation attached to it.
Okay. Let's just say that, yes, correct. And then they can go claim their tip and boom,
and then they would have
account.
Some Hive to start doing stuff on the blockchain.
Correct.
Okay.
Just as a piece of information, with zero Hive power, I think that people can send somewhere close to 20 financial transactions per day. If they had 5 HP, 5 Hive power,
mm-hmm.
it would be a lot more, hundreds.
Oh, okay.
Many more. And I'm talking financial transactions. I'm not talking about blogging or gaming or anything like that. I'm talking strictly sending and receiving funds.
Okay. So what
So
about?
even with zero Hive power, they can receive funds and send funds.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you had to have at least something in there.
I think it's don't quote me, but I think it was about 17 transactions per day, roughly, or something along those lines.
Oh, well, that's all right.
It's excellent.
So if somebody does, say you send somebody to Hive, and they do make an account, and they want to start blogging or playing a game or whatever, something. You could send them another 3 Hive, and then they would have 5, and they would be able to at least start.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Okay.
But even if they wanted the account just for the monetary side of things,
right?
Just a wallet, just because they want a Hive wallet, and they want to be able to utilize that Hive wallet to receive tips or to send tips.
Right.
They don't need to stake anything if their sending is going to be less than X amount per day. So they can still do the financial transactions up to a certain small limit.
Okay.
But with Hive, with like I said, with 5 Hive staked, which means they just lock it up for 13 weeks.
Right.
For a minimum of 13 weeks.
Right.
That just gives them, I won't say unlimited.
No, but it gives them a little more wiggle room to do.
Oh, it gives them a lot. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, they can do all sorts of things, and they would be able to experiment on some of the sites, like you said, either blogging or gaming or whatever other options there are out there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's fantastic. It's brilliant.
It is.
Yeah.
I happen to think it is. I happen to think all this is. I want to ask you, what made you start the company FullAlt?
Oh, it's a long story.
I got time.
You remember the days back on Steam?
Yeah.
EEM. Steam, not the gaming platform, not the well-known, world-renowned gaming platform, but the blockchain. Steam. There was talk about opening up a corporate entity which would represent Steam in certain aspects and so on and so on. They called it a foundation. And during that process, a lot was learned. And when it all went through and so on, doesn't matter what went through and how it went through, that's absolutely not important right now. That's all irrelevant.
Right.
What is relevant is that through that process, I learned that there is a lot of potential for people who wish to start up a company, who wish to start up a business endeavor, and utilize the blockchain, utilize blockchain technology in general, but especially this type of blockchain with our code that we have, an ecosystem that is absolutely so, I won't say just user-friendly because of the names and because of the wallet, which is so simplified. I mean, your username, that's Nook.
Yeah.
I mean, how wonderful is that? I mean, anybody that's been on any website knows what a username is.
Yeah.
And that's what Hive has to offer the world. Is like, don't worry about the 6 trillion letters and numbers and whatever else, hashtags. Just get a username, and that's how you do it.
Right.
You know? Your password, your keys, not your password, but your keys, keep them in a safe place.
Yeah, that's that's the main thing is that if you lose your keys, you're screwed. But
pretty much.
But right now they have it set up where it prints you out a PDF, or you can print out a PDF. I mean, it's a lot more user-friendly than when I started.
Definitely, yes.
And then everything said write it down, and I didn't.
Well, just on that note, some of the actual services that we mentioned earlier that exist to register Hive accounts, some of them do offer the option to account recovery.
Yeah, they do.
So I
They do.
highly suggest everybody take that into consideration,
Yes.
especially if you're not into the crypto scene and you're not going to
Yeah.
be using something very. I highly recommend you take that. You look at that and take it into consideration when choosing.
I agree, because I mean I didn't really come there to really be there for any length of time. So me signing up was just going through the motions, and then yeah,
Like many people,
right.
Yes.
And then I got very involved with everything and everybody, and so now there is somebody that has a set of my keys.
Just in case.
Just in case. Somebody I
Yes.
trust, very much so, but just in case.
Not me.
No, it's not you.
Just as an example, I keep my keys on a stick and a hard drive,
That's
and
a
both
good idea.
both can be accessed only via a password, an encrypted password encryption and so on. So
Yeah.
I've locked. It's just one of those little things where you really need to keep it in a safe place, because we are talking money.
Money. It is
Currency.
money.
We're talking currency, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
it
care what
is.
you wanna call it.
I've upgraded my computer with the Hive that I've gotten. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, then I can word it this way. Online internet banking. Would you give your entry password or your little
right.
token that you enter? Would you give that to somebody and say, "Hey, yeah, here's my token to access my thing. Here's my little dongle to access my internet banking whenever you
Yeah,
want."
you wouldn't. I mean, and
You
it is
keep
the
that
same
dongle
thing.
in a very safe place.
Yeah. No, I
That's
totally
good.
agree with that. Totally.
While I'm looking at my token for internet banking on the coffee table.
Are you like my mom, where next to her computer is all her passwords?
Mm-hmm. It's just I had to admit the truth there, because I just saw it.
And her credit card next to it?
No, I used it yesterday. And I'm just too lazy to put it away. And I have a safe downstairs and all.
Oh, imagine that.
Had to walk downstairs.
That's a lot of stairs, though.
I know. Yeah, well, humans will be humans.
I know. Tell me about it. I have a bathroom upstairs, so you have to tell me. Okay, let's talk about full. Alt yes.
Alt yes?
Yes. Because I don't think that is out there like it should be.
I think a lot of people have mistaken it as being there was a little tool out in the market back in the Steam days, which was called, I think, Spam to Steam or something like that. Don't quote me exactly, but it had the name Spam in there. I remember that. And it was a sharing tool, which was not marketed in a very effective way. The name itself wasn't effective.
No, it's a horrible name for anything. Spam.
Yeah, and when people saw that they could share things from different platforms to Hive, and more importantly, from Hive to different platforms.
Right.
Because let's get realistic. If you're a blogger on one of the blogging sites, I'll just say sites, the user interface /sites that are hooked up to the Hive chain, there are good chances that you are also active maybe somewhere else. Like, for example, just for argument's sake, Facebook or Twitter. And again, I'm not picking on any particular site. I'm just saying as an example. And you may want to share the fact that you have put up a new blog or put up some photos on your Hive account on that certain site that you're using, whether it be Hive.blog or PeakD or any other future blogging platform, to your Twitter account, without having to go through the motions of copy, paste, open, log in, paste, right there, and yada yada yada.
Right.
So with this little extension, you just click, 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 and it's done. Now, I will admit, with the phone application, it's more so very, very, very useful for people who are into photos, who are blogging out in the field, out live on the streets, or out, for example, hey, we're at a barbecue with our friends, Mike, and I'll call it micro blogging because you're not going to write a 20-page essay.
Unless you're Safa Sarah.
Well, she types on her phone at 6 million miles per second.
Well, I know. That's what I mean, unless you're Safa Sarah.
She puts uni students to shame. So, except that one person,
Right.
one person on this earth, on this planet,
Right.
it's really practical for people who are out in the field and who wish to share their life story as it goes along.
Right.
Because you have your phone, you have your camera, and all you do is just click, take the photo, upload, tick, 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 share the story that you wish to say, and that's that. Now, again, that's not blogging in the sense of I'm writing a blog with 2 pages of text.
Right.
This is a food blog, a real life blog, a sports blog. Now imagine somebody who's out watching a football match and he's into sporting. I say football match, any game, but me being Aussie rule football, there's no other football on this earth. And he's watching Richmond Tigers kick the Lions rear end in the game. He's like, oh, check out the specky, click, oh, look at the photo, I've got to share this right now, share to Hive, share to Twitter, share to Facebook, and so on and so on. And he can do that in a matter of moments.
Okay. See, I don't think that part of is actually known. Because you can really make a whole post on your phone with
correct,
and it could be as long as you want or as short as you want, depending on how much you want to type.
Correct. And there's no front end where you're reading other people's posts. This is a posting tool which is designed to be quick and easy.
So it's so there is no feed on the phone?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And you can use it for Hive, you can use it for Facebook, you can use it for Twitter, whatever you're liking. So you don't have to send it to Hive. You can send it to Twitter, for example, without sending it to Hive.
Sure. Okay.
That's the beautiful thing about it.
I didn't realize though that it didn't have a feed.
No, there's a link to hive.blog.
Okay.
If anybody wishes to, you can do that.
You can go look at it.
Correct.
On your browser, on your phone.
And there is an online app called Essency, which is absolutely wonderful. And we highly recommend that people who are on the phone and wish to use that, use the existing app for that.
Oh.
Again, this app is not designed to be competition with others as far as a user interface, a blogging interface. No, this is designed so that at the moment it's designed for quick and easy blogging.
I caught a fish, click, share.
Correct. A wonderful example. I caught this monster fish and you zoom into it.
Yeah.
It's actually a goldfish, but it looks like a giant shark.
My husband did that with my daughter-in-law. She caught this really tiny fish and they did that with the picture.
Oh, Lord.
And it looks so real that people didn't believe that she didn't catch this really big fish.
I sent my kids a photo of a miniature catfish.
Yeah.
And I zoomed. I actually went right in and zoomed to its head where it was like huge, But my missus, when she saw it, she caught on because the grass blade next to it was huge. She's like, who are you fooling? I'm like, the kids.
The kids. Yeah, no, he had her holding it in front of her and then did the, angle or whatever you do. So it looks like she caught this huge fish. It was actually really funny.
Technology. Yes.
Yeah. No, so that, when we get done with this, you're going to have to send me, now, on your website, is that where all these links are?
Correct. Easy downloads and so on. I presume that you'll add FullAlt.com. there's only four
Yeah.
or five items. I think 4 items in the main menu at the top. One of them is products. Click on that, and away you go.
Okay.
Ironically, just today I finished the Q&A section for Hive Tips.
Oh, good.
We're now starting a brand new Q&A section for Alt Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because
There's a lot of
Hive,
things out there. I mean, Hive is wonderful. Hive is absolutely magnificent,
I
especially in the sense
agree.
that we can tokenize the entire internet with the current ecosystem. That's
Well,
the
and that's
beauty of
what
it.
you're doing.
Well, that's the whole name of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the Hive Tips, which is, you've backed that whole thing, and everything has come out of your pocket. And the group that is Alt Yes, their time. So,
FullAlt.
do you want to talk about who is actually in Alt Yes?
FullAlt.
Full Yes. FullAlt.
FullAlt. Alt Yes is an application.
I realized what I
It's
was
a
saying.
product. Yeah,
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh.
Dope. No, that's cool. You're not the first or the last person to, because we use the
it's
FullAlt
weird
logo on there.
because
Yeah.
in the beginning, all you heard about was Alt Yes, and then really Hive Tips has taken over Alt Yes, and that's fine.
No, they're two separate products, two
Well,
separate
I mean,
purposes.
in
Yeah.
the it's taken over in the what is talked about.
Oh, and what's being worked on? Yes, there's a
Yeah.
lot of work. And
So
Alt Yes is actually, just to inform everybody, Alt Yes has some things coming, some new things that are going to be added to it, but after the end of this, after December of this year, so next year.
yeah,
Because right now it's working fine. After HF24, sure, there'll be some little
tweaks.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
Just like anything.
right now it's showing to be very reliable. There's absolutely zero bugs on there, and the coder at Mardiari,
Yeah.
excellent man, man of his word. I have to admit, hats off to him.
Yeah.
He'll be working on another project with us till the end of this year, which is top secret.
Yeah.
but next year we
he
will.
was the first coder that you brought on board.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't me. The coders are actually procured or interviewed, and all the discussions, all the negotiations, pricing, and everything is guilty parties at guilty parties. He does. That's his job.
Okay.
He's I don't mess with other. I try not to mess with other people's jobs unless they actually overlap. But that's not messing with someone else's job. That's just doing your part of the job.
So who else is in there? In FullAlt.
So guilty parties at Ingenuity and at In the Now. Ingenuity is well known for one of the most active communities on Hive for the last 3 and a bit years.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Alliance. In the Now, he's not so well known in some ways, but he's well known among the veterans because of his management of the server there and so on. And I'm sure that he's well known among the artists and so on.
Music community too.
Correct.
When we had a larger active music community.
Well, I'm sure that we'll have a larger community soon again when it comes to the tunes.
Yeah.
And he'll be there. 100% he'll be there. Guaranteed. He's talented. He's very talented.
Yeah. So what made you decide to pick that group to work with?
We all know each other. We all trust each other. And we all have specialties which are different. Now, again, you'll never please everybody. You can never please everybody in the world. Yeah. But if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Widdy, for example, he has he's qualified, educated. I'm not sure whether it's a master's or whatever, but magistrate, whatever. I'm not sure what level of degree he has, but he's uni qualified as far as journalism goes.
Right.
So he's the PR guy, and marketing guy. I mean, sure, he's got his way of communicating, but as far as his qualifications go and his know-how, is well above and beyond what most people know or think, because he
Right.
doesn't
I
brag
agree.
about it. He's not one of those people that every 2 sentences, hey, by the way, do you know that I've got a degree in journalism? Hey,
Right.
by the way, do you know that I've got a degree in
Yeah.
English? It's like,
He does a lot of
okay,
things and
you
doesn't
told me
say.
that like 400 times in the last 2 hours,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yes, I
No, he's not
know.
one of those. No.
No, he's not.
In the now, for example, he's got a lot of experience with website design
Hmm.
and graphics and so on, and the tunes, the music. But we'll just leave the music to him. I don't want
Hmm.
to talk about that. It's his
No.
business. He can talk about that.
Yeah. Well, but he
But
made for FullAlt. He made some original
oh
music.
yeah, oh yes, he made an original tune for I say tune, an original piece of music for the Alt Yes advertisement.
Right.
Uh, and he's at the moment we're relying upon free, to be honest, as far as
Yeah.
graphics goes. Wherever possible, we're relying upon free.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's very limited.
It is.
As far
I
as
believe me, I know.
yeah.
With making videos and trying to find music and pictures and anything else, it's very limited what you can find out there for free.
You mentioned earlier me paying for the costs of the coder and all that
Yeah.
at Light Project and at Mariari.
Right.
If you take all costs inclusive, LTS and Hive Tips, we're looking at somewhere between close to 50K almost US.
That you're out of pocket.
All included. Yes.
That's what.
That's it. That's all included. That if I say 50K, I'm not lying.
Right.
Or, no, sorry. If I say close to or around about 50K plus or minus a little bit. I'm not sure exact figure. It's all where it should be. It's either in our server, company server.
Right.
It's all there, all proof of payments.
Right.
And as far as Hive Tips goes, it's all listed also on the chain, because there's a proposal out there at the moment where we had to make sure that it's all put on the chain and made transparent.
Yeah, but you guys are really, well, you've been very good about keeping track of everything when it comes to payments and money and how much things cost. But
Yes, and my main help in that to make sure I call it auditing.
Mhm.
Guilty parties. I rely upon him to audit things, to
Oh,
check time
okay.
sheets, to check. Look, I'm I'm not a know-it-all.
No, I
I
know.
don't know everything. So I have to rely upon the team members who have experience and qualifications in that field. Correct, and they have the knowledge. I have to rely upon them.
So
I can't do everything.
even the team itself doesn't always know what other people are doing behind the scenes, really.
Correct. There's no need.
Right.
Everybody has their responsibility.
Right.
The information flow is there for what needs to be, when I'm coordinating, because that is, let's say, my main role. I'll just say main role.
Right.
To coordinate, there's no need to give superfluous information to, let's say, for example, yourself.
Right.
If you have a task to do in a different, why would you want to have your brain bogged down with information about what Guilty Parties is doing if your job is irrelevant to what he's doing? Unless
totally
you
agree.
need to know what he's doing.
Right.
In that case, yes, you will be informed about it, and he will be informed about where you are, and that flow.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. So people can't assume that everybody knows everything. That really, the best person to ask when it comes to the whole 9 yards is you, because you are the one person that knows everything that's going on.
As far as coordination goes, yes. As far as specific jobs go, like I said, you could ask Guilty Parties or myself about Hive Tips or Alt Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask the coder as well, because the coder is doing the technical side of things, and of course he knows the most, really.
Well, yeah, because he's making the product.
Correct. So
yeah. So I would hope he would know.
Yeah. It's a wealth of knowledge. I mean, it's not just one person knows all. It's just, again, why would I want to know something that I don't need to know when I'm doing something I need to concentrate on what I'm doing?
Right.
And people, humans by nature, we all tend to start dipping our fingers into other people's business if we know what they're doing.
Right.
Because it's just human nature. There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
But that causes distraction, and that
Right.
causes noise, and
Right.
that noise leads to what?
Chaos.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Miscommunication.
Well, it does. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. So you came out the other day with another new product. So you have Hive Tips under FullAlt. You have Hive Tips. You have Alt Yes, and then you came out with Hive Patron.
Correct. That's actually a part of Hive Tips because it falls under the gratuities. It falls into the gratuities marketplace. So we're keeping it all under. Everything's under the umbrella. Everything that falls under tipping
Okay.
or gratuities in general
Mm-hmm.
shall be under Hive Tips. So
Okay.
it will all be part of. It'll be one project. Although the nature of Patron is very different to once-off tipping.
Okay.
It's
Can you? I don't. I've heard of the other patron.
other services
Right.
which have patrons. Yes.
Yes.
Understood.
But now can. But
most-
I don't.
the most
I never
well-known-
looked into it, and I don't really understand it. So can you explain it to me?
Okay. Well, okay.
Why would I want to look into this?
Because, for example, I'll just talk about Hive Patron and explain it in very basic detail.
Thank
Meaning, there's a person or a venture or a something or somebody that I wish to support with a regular figure each month.
Okay.
I'll just give an example with $5 a month, US.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because we're offering everything fast and free,
Right.
we're using the Hive blockchain
Correct.
to do that, and the $5 will automatically be calculated in Hive as per the going figure on the day of transfer on the Hive chain.
Oh.
So it's everything blockchain. Furthermore, there's no middleman. Yeah.
So nothing is
When
taken out.
when you install, here's the beauty of it. When you install the extension on your computer, on your browser, should I say,
Mm-hmm.
that's the what we call the client. That's the little database. That's the little server, just to use a generic term,
Mm-hmm.
which can communicate with the blockchain and get the information that it needs to do the job. And when you say, I wish to give $5 worth of Hive every month, $5 worth of Hive every month to person B, it's exclusively between you, the blockchain, and that person.
Okay.
There is absolutely zero people in between. There's
Oh.
nothing in between. It's you setting up a little program, little JSON, up on the blockchain, which you have authorized, you yourself have authorized
Mm-hmm.
as an individual via the extension on your computer, on your browser.
Okay.
It doesn't get, and that little, and that is the communications portal that goes to the blockchain, and it's totally decentralized.
So it automatically, once you set it up, which I'm assuming is pretty easy to use,
You just type in a dollar figure, and
someone's
if you're okay,
someone's
and you
Hive
authorize it.
account.
Yeah.
And then
Just type in their Hive account, the dollar figure, and you authorize it, and you can cancel it at any given time.
okay. And
So yeah.
so
and
you don't
the
even
difference-
need. Do they
okay,
need?
And
Do they need?
one thing, sorry, just let me finish. Just to make sure that I don't skip this.
Okay.
It's very important to note that the transaction goes once a month,
Right.
but because of the fact that different countries have different laws, different jurisdictions have different laws about, let's say on a debit card, for example,
Right.
In most countries, you can authorize a monthly payment via a credit or debit card.
Mm-hmm.
Some countries don't allow that. They say
Oh.
no. Again, it depends from jurisdiction to jurisdiction.
Okay.
Now, this being on the internet, we've made sure that no person has a lack of their knowledge or our knowledge
Mm-hmm.
can be breaking their law, can be by any chance breaking a law, because you don't have to. Let's just put it this way. Technically speaking, even a US citizen or an Aussie citizen,
Mm-hmm.
if we're in a country where that is not allowed and we do that in that country,
Yeah.
technically we are breaking their law.
Right.
Technically
Right.
speaking.
Right.
Although nobody will pick on you because, hey, you're an American citizen and you're allowed to do that in America, but you're not physically in America at the time that you do it.
No. Right.
See, so
Right.
what we've done is the following. Every month, when the time comes, we'll say that it's on the first of the month, or the first time you log into, you open up your computer and you log in, start up your computer and you open up your browser. Boom, in the right-hand corner, there's a little window there. I'll just say the Hive Tips window.
Uh-huh.
And it says, you've got the following patron payments, and it will list them. You can cancel any of them at any time. And you don't have to if you don't want to, of course. And you just say, agree, confirm.
And then it takes it out of your Hive wallet?
And it does them all at once. So you don't have to go you do not have to go one by one.
Okay.
It does them all at once, and it goes direct out of your Hive wallet to those other people's wallets.
Hive wallets.
Correct. And it's again you and the chain. It's you and the chain. There's no middleman. There's no at FullAlt, at Hive Tips, at Hive Patron in between. So we've decentralized, I'll say, the activity.
Yeah.
Or the processing, some of the processing, to a level of your computer / your browser. Right. So the Hive chain has now started expanding the idea and the notion of decentralization. Mm. So when you have Hive Tips on your computer, with the Hive Patron section, with the Hive Patron feature, you actually have a mini database and a mini, I'll say server again, a mini server on your computer that can work with the Hive blockchain for the purposes of signing contracts, or you signing a JSON, a little piece of code that says, I want to do the following. It's, by definition, you could almost say it's a smart contract, but it's not.
Right.
It's not what people would consider a smart contract in today's world.
Yeah.
But when smart contracts first came out, this, by a full definition, would have been considered a smart contract.
Oh.
Again, we have smart contracts have moved way beyond just
what this
payments.
is. So this was okay. I see what you're saying. That's good. And that makes
it's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Well, it makes it. It makes it easier that you're in charge of it all. The person that wants to help somebody.
Exactly. And there are other legalities as well involved here, where depending on what you're sending, how much you're sending, or depending on the country, the jurisdictions are what really make it hard to work anything on the internet. Mm-hmm. Because, and I'll just speak on national country levels. One country has one set of laws, another country has another set of laws.
Oh, sure.
So, and we don't know who's using the computer.
Right.
We can't know.
Exactly.
We don't. Yeah, we have to cater for that.
Right.
So.
Right.
Although maybe, let's say in the USA and Australia, it's fine to have automatic payments done once a month.
Right.
Country C, wherever that may be, hint, they can't do that.
Right.
They're not allowed to do that, even with a debit card.
So but it's nice to know that you guys have looked into that, so that
we had to.
Well, not everybody thinks that way, though, Jack. Really?
Well, there is another thing. One of the companies out there which middlemans these types of monthly payments, patrons, because they are patrons.
Yeah.
It's patrons. Every month we're giving supports, just like supporting a goodwill organization every month.
Yeah.
You're a patron of that goodwill association. Well, they as middlemen have cut the services off, not naming any company in particular, and they've been taken to court.
Oh.
because they cancelled a legally binding contract / agreement between two individuals, where they, as the middleman, and I'll say middleman, the
one
contractor
that did,
in between,
right?
yes, they've done something that has brought damages to one or the other or both parties.
Oh.
They've interfered with a contract which is exclusive between two individuals.
Okay.
Now, with Hive Patron, that cannot be done, and that contract can only be cancelled by the person sending the money.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well,
So, which makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it
but
does.
Again, it's an individual, two individuals,
right,
and a blockchain.
Now, say you wanted to help somebody out and send them $5 a month. Do they have to know that you're doing it?
They will be able to see it, correct. They will see that they are receiving $5
in
worth
their
of Hive.
wallet.
Not only in their wallet, but in the user interface, in the UX, in Hive Tips. There's a little.
Okay, so if you want to send some money to somebody through the Patreon thing, they
Correct.
have to have the Patreon extension too, also.
Well, they would want to have it if they wish to know who's sending it, correct. They don't have to have it.
But if they don't have it, will it just go into their wallet?
Correct.
Will it show up as a so and so sent you 5?
Correct.
Whatever.
Correct.
Okay.
Definitely. Just as simple as that. Person A account at Snook sent at Jack $10 million this month.
Yeah, I wish. That'd be great. I'll take that. Can we have that the other way around?
If I had it? Yeah, why not?
Where's our $1 million, Jan?
Yeah, tonight. It's Tuesday. The lottery.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else? We've already almost been an hour. So not to make this too long. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention?
Yeah, we've also, there's one very important thing with all these applications, all these, I'll just call them ventures, whether they be apps, tools, or private businesses out there. In the world, on the internet, we all love the name Google. A bit of sarcasm there. But yeah, we all love Google. Yeah, gotta love Google. Those googly eyes of Google. Getting listed at the top of a Google search when typing in the name of a certain venture or the name of your domain name is not that easy.
No.
So the more sites out there with links and information and keywords listing these different companies, different applications, tools, and so on, the easier Google will find them, and the higher they'll be ranked. So we've started a little website, which is a directory, like quotation marks, a directory.
Yeah.
And we paid for it. We paid for a little piece of software, which is specifically for a directory. We're not saying it's the best software out there. It's WordPress based, and the reason we chose WordPress is, I mean, there's roughly I know there's over 70 million websites that use WordPress.
Right.
Which means there's a very high probability that most people who are on the internet, whether they know it or not, have used a WordPress-based website.
Right.
It's just common sense, really. So because of that, what quotation marks? Oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm getting
911? No? Oh, okay. Corona.
Don't say that. I haven't coughed for 54 minutes. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, excellent. Light up a smoke.
Yeah.
I have. That's why I'm not coughing, see?
Yes, exactly. I need my nicotine.
Like I was saying about WordPress, so it's, quotation marks, what some people refer to as the normie type of website platform that people are commonly used to.
Right.
And that's why we chose to use it, because we put a little directory up, which is WordPress based, and most importantly, it has links, short descriptions, and so on of all the applications, all the tools, all the websites that are utilizing Hive, the Hive blockchain.
Yeah.
So, in a way, we're trying to partake or be a part of the building process of all the ventures that are out there. Not only for them, but for us as well,
Mm-hmm.
because a little tool like that actually gives us something to do in the background, which is good for everybody, really.
Right. I agree.
But it's not something. It's www.hive101.info. That's the name of the website.
All right. When we get done, then just send me all the links and I'll put them in the post.
Will do.
Yeah. So if people are listening, then they can just look in the post and then they'll all be there.
Sure.
Okay. Well,
I
thank
think
you.
we've covered just about everything, really.
I think so. We've covered a lot. And I found out that my internet will stream on YouTube at least.
Oh, so I was the guinea pig, was I?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Yeah. I'll remember that.
Hey, I didn't make you get on camera. What more do you want?
Fair enough.
So you gotta at least appreciate that one.
Yes, okay, I'll give you that.
Okay, because it started with go put a shirt on.
Yeah, I was like, why are you making me do this? Come on.
Oh, too funny. All right, well, I'm gonna stop the thing. If anybody that does watch this for an hour's worth of me and Jack talking about FullAlt, leave a comment in the post if you have any questions. I will be putting the links in there. And I do want to thank Jack for going over it because I learned a lot too just by talking to him and finding out more about FullAlt and all the other projects that are under the FullAlt network.
And there's more coming. But like I said, there's no magic wand. They don't happen overnight.
No,
everything takes time.
No, they don't. You guys have been working really, really, really hard on a lot of things. So, and
don't forget to vote on the proposal.
Yeah. Oh, did you want to say anything about that? Other than vote?
The proposal covers 2 years, basically. And right now, the DHF, Decentralized Hive Fund, which is there to fund projects and coding and work on the chain and work, other projects which are revolving around or hooked up to the chain, has well over 5,000 HBD available daily. Of that, currently with today's date, I think it's less than 800 is being utilized daily. So there's well over 4,000 available.
Right.
4,700 available daily. And really, I mean, just a little bit of a joke, but with the trillions of dollars of debt that the US is building up, daily, monthly, weekly, whatever.
Yeah.
HBD is pegged to the $1. Why wait till the buying power of the US dollar is like 1 cent to the dollar?
Yeah.
Let's use that fund effectively.
Right.
To build anything and everything that is going to help Hive expand. Because again, like I said, there's no one application, there's no one magic wand out there that will tokenize the internet. There need to be dozens of them.
Right.
In all the niches and all the websites for all different types of things that are going on out there. Not everybody's into tipping, but then there's somebody may be into buying and selling things and so on and so on.
Right.
And when somebody says you can buy a coffee with Bitcoin, that's a lie.
No, you can't.
Because when you swipe that debit card, it converts
Right.
Bitcoin to fiat.
Right.
So you're paying for that coffee in fiat.
Right.
True, you're using up your Bitcoin, but you're paying for that coffee with good old greenbacks or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
So let's think out of the box and let's make Hive the crypto coin that actually makes crypto go totally mainstream. You
Well,
know?
and it's easy enough to use. I mean, you're making it easy with everything that you're building for new people to learn about cryptocurrency. And Hive is the stepping stone for new people to learn about cryptocurrency because
Oh,
that's what I
definitely.
did. I didn't know anything about it, didn't want to know anything about it, and look at me 3 years later.
Join the club.
Yeah. You know?
We're handing out jackets.
Yeah,
But the
exactly.
beautiful thing about that is really fast and free. I mean, I often joke.
Yeah.
I say, imagine paying for a Mars bar at a store. I pick on a Mars bar, but whatever, a chocolate bar
Yeah.
at the store. You're at the register and you've got your Bitcoin wallet, waiting for confirmation one, waiting
Oh,
for
that takes
confirmation
forever.
two, waiting for confirmation.
There's,
Yeah, and
it's like
two
a
weeks
20
later,
minute
sorry,
wait.
sir. Sorry, sir. You can't walk away with that Mars bar. We haven't got the last confirmation yet.
Yeah, you still need three
I
more
just want to
confirmations.
go home. No, no, sir. You can't because we can't. Yeah, it's a one-way street when it comes to
Yeah,
paying with.
and you don't
You know,
know that they've even gotten it until it's there.
yeah, you can keep the Mars bar. Just let me go.
Yeah,
No, sure. I can't
no.
keep the Mars bar. That's against the law. You know.
I don't know how many times at night I've sat and looked at my screen and it's like, come on, come on,
Painful. Sure.
come on.
And yeah,
Where
and then there's Hive.
you get used to Hive,
Where
where you send it and it's boom, it's there.
3 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it really
yeah,
does make it, and then you send, yeah,
somebody says that's not real time. Maybe in the world of high tech testing, but
what's
at a
not
cash
real time?
register, by the time you actually put things into, start packing your stuff into a plastic bag or
Yeah,
paper bag nowadays,
yeah.
um, guess what? It's going to take a lot more than 3 seconds for you to turn around
No,
and walk away with a
yeah,
receipt. So
yeah.
that's real time.
A lot more than 3 seconds. A
Exactly.
lot more.
So,
Because
and
I've done that
feel
with
it. And feel it.
well, you do, because I've done that with the poker site. When I sent Frank money to play poker, and he's like, "Is it there yet?" And I'm like, "No," And it was the first time he had just opened his account, so you're kind of
Oh,
sending it blind. It's like, "Well, what's your number?" I mean, it's
Ethereum or Bitcoin?
no, it was Bitcoin. They use Bitcoin there.
Um,
Yeah, no, I don't like Ethereum because of the gas freaking prices.
uh,
We got
well,
cards. I got cards. Well, I gave the account to Alex, but I got cards from Guys on Chain that just to unlist them would cost like $1,000 in gas
what?
prices. Yes, to unlist them, to take them off. Yeah,
People, Hive is fast and fearless.
yeah,
Do not get
yeah,
conned by any of these pay-to-play blockchains
yeah,
out there.
yeah,
We have something that is better, faster, a lot more scalable,
yeah.
and after HF24, which is happening in these coming few days, you're going to see something that is way above and beyond what most other competitors can brag about or even dare to say.
Yeah.
So
So in
come on
the
over to Hive and
yeah,
start building on Hive because
yeah.
guess what? People love to save money, and if you're able to offer them something that's fast and fearless, you're guaranteed to grab their attention because I don't know a single person who loves paying fees for anything.
No, and then the gas fees go up and down so badly. You can do
Ugh.
one. You can 1 minute you can pay 2 cents for a gas fee, and the next minute it's like 50 cents.
Well, they're full of gas. That's all I'm
I
saying.
agree. I was like, this is ridiculous. And the
uh,
game was supposed to work around it, but they never did. So yeah, yeah.
no comment.
No, I'm just saying that is, and that's a big game, and it's a nice game. I mean, it's a clone of Hearthstone, which is a huge game owned by one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, and Yeah. So, anyway.
Well,
Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you for answering my questions and helping me with my internet.
Not a problem. Thank you
And
for not making me get on camera.
and I will talk to you later. Bye.
You have a good one. Bye.
Okay, stop. Where's my end stream?
yay!
Wait, not yet. Not yet.
Was that really 1 hour?